Hey guys, it's Tony Thompson. Welcome back to another episode of Chasing Excellence. Welcome back to another episode of Chasing Excellence. I'm your host, Tony Thompson. I am excited to have my guest today, Mario Escobedo, who's a broker owner of Sienna Mortgage in Henderson, Nevada, which is right outside of Las Vegas, Nevada. Mario, thanks for joining me on Chasing Excellence today.
Tony, thank you for having me, man. I really appreciate it, and I'm honored to be a part of your podcast, man. Thank you so much.
Well, I'll tell you what, man, when we were chopping it up a while ago, hearing your journey and your story, and we're going to peel that onion back and get into that incredible story of how, you've really been in the business and grown your business. I just couldn't wait to just really get you on Chasing Excellence and to share your story with our audience. So we're going to jump right in, man. Sienna Mortgage. First thing I want to know is, how'd you come up with the name?
It's actually a very, very special name to me because Sienna Mortgage was named after, so my wife and I, we are aunt and uncle, right? That's our role in our family as aunt and uncle. And our niece, who's the oldest of any of the kids in our family, is Sienna. Sienna is our niece, and it's my wife's goddaughter, and she's very, very special to us. And I thought, man, what better name for a mortgage company that's family owned and operated and family based than naming it after my niece? So yeah, Sienna is the name of my niece. And man, I can tell you that was a bad idea with my nephews because they're waiting for the next business to be named after them, man, I'll tell you.
Wow. But you know what? I love that. I mean, I can resonate with that. Obviously, if I'm Sienna,
Yep.
I'm like on cloud nine right now,
Oh, yeah,
every day.
I try to promote it so much with her and let her share and enjoy it with her friends. She's a big time high school soccer player and all of the things. So at this point, she's just turned 15. So she's a little bit more embarrassed than anything, I think, sometimes, because I wear the hoodies. I even, now she's in Cleveland, Ohio, but here in Las Vegas, I have my entire car wrapped with Sienna Mortgage. So we're not shy about it, let me tell you.
Man, love that response. I love your story of how you got into the industry. And it's always great to see someone who's in a family and their family really helps engage and introduces them to the mortgage industry. Let's
100%.
pivot for a moment. You're in Henderson, Las Vegas, Nevada. Las Vegas is a tough, competitive market. What do you see right now from where you sit, Mario, as the biggest challenge in the marketplace?
And yeah, you're absolutely right. Actually, Las Vegas and Henderson, because it's such a small community, although we have, over 2 million people that live here. And I actually have some personal, very, very close friends of mine, some could say best friends that I grew up with that are also in the mortgage business that we share a sphere of influence through. But I don't see that as a challenge to myself. I see the challenge, and this is not just for me, but probably many people in the industry, is just, and I hate to say, like, put your head down and keep grinding. Like, that is the most important thing, that we get distracted sometimes about where the market is and what's going on with the economy. And, interest rates are higher, interest rates are lower. We're hoping that interest rates are going to come down. It's the challenge of just keeping the blinders on to a certain degree, right? You need to stay the course. You need to know what direction you're going in and why you're going there. And trying not to get distracted by the outside noise. I feel like that's the biggest challenge for this industry. Like, for example, right now, all of the talk is around AI and all of the things AI, which is excellent, right? Clearly, we want to leverage and use technologies as they become available, but letting something like that pull you away from what's already working and what is already, a proven mode of success for you could be a big challenge for a lot of people. You know what I mean? Could pull them off course. So I like to try to stay the course as much as possible and not let distractions take me off course.
No, I love that. Love that. One of the things I love about your particular story and journey as well is that not only are you a successful broker owner, you're also a successful originator, but you do something that most originators at your level, you're doing top performing, over 30 million consistently a year, 100%, the majority of that purchase business, but you're also processing your own files. Now, I normally tell people, look, you got to focus on your strengths, but like, wow, you're processing your own files and growing your business year over year, 15 to 20%. My question is, Mario, what do you do to stay focused?
That's a fantastic question, honestly. And by the way, the self-processing thing is not, it's not something I would recommend for the everyday originator, just FYI. It's just, again, I grew up in the business, so it's a certain way that I was introduced to the business, grew up in it, etc. But to stay focused for me is routine. It's very, very much routine. I have a very routine-based day calendar. I'm very disciplined in the fact that, I know what I need to do and why I need to do it every single day, right? Because when you're doing, not just the producing, but the processing and all, running a company, all of the things, there's very, very, very little room for error in my calendar and my day, daily life. So, full disclosure, I do not have children. Okay. So I have a wife for sure. And I have, all the things, but I do not have children. So I do, work a lot. Okay. So I keep my workable hours usually open from, let's say 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. or whatever number you want to pick out of the sky. Not to say I'm working every single second of every hour, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, but those are my workable hours. And I tend to do that, 6 or 7 days a week. And that's with discipline. That's with, structure and all of the things. But yeah, without discipline, it wouldn't be possible for sure.
Wow. Wow. Love that. Love that. Let's go back and we talked earlier about challenges in the market, but what are you most excited about right now as an opportunity in the marketplace?
Yeah, I think the market is opening up more for those that are committing to it all in, that
Oh,
are going all in on in the business,
say,
right?
say that again, Mario. I love that.
Yeah, yeah. So I would say that the market is going to bless you. It's going to open up to you, and it's going to provide the fruits of what we do for those that commit fully to it. Right? When you give this thing 100%, right, it gives back 1,000. Right?
Love it.
But
Love it.
this industry is, again, obviously with the ebbs and flows and the difficulty and all of the things, and a lot of young originators. And I actually tell the story to even my junior LOs about my initial experience coming back into the industry in 2016 and 17 and the challenges I faced. And I grew up in the industry, so I had every advantage that most people don't, right? But it's still difficult. It's still a tough business to kind of get yourself on the tracks a bit, if you will. So, yeah, I think the industry will definitely bless those, that commit 100% to it. There's just a lot of things to do. You know what I mean? And if you don't know what those things are, you can reach out to me and I will definitely help you and be glad to give you some tips and pointers for sure. But there's definitely things to do if you give it your all and, commit yourself to your community or your partners or your clients or whoever that avatar is that you're serving or all of the above. The more you commit to them, the better the results are for sure.
So, let's talk about, again, your success. What would you attribute around your secret sauce, Mario?
Yeah.
What would you
So,
say?
yeah, I would say for me, I actually teach a class to my realtors. Okay. And it's not a class, I call it a mastermind. It's called a relationship based sales mastermind. Okay. And I host them quarterly for my realtor partners. On average, we'll have 15 to 25 attendees, right? All realtors or people in the industry. And again, it's not
Love that.
industry specific, but it's relationship based sales. It's sales specific. And for me, right, before I came back into the mortgage business, I was in a very, high level sales corporate type of environment. And that is my secret sauce. That's what I brought back into the mortgage business that I think lack
Okay.
and miss a lot of. And that's, again, sales expertise. But when I say sales, I mean the ability to build relationships, trust, move a process forward, all of the elements of the actual sales process that, sometimes when people hear the word sales, they think in their head pushy or whatever. And sales is the ability to build trust with somebody. So for me, that's definitely my secret sauce is relationship building, uh, you know, trust building, all of the above.
Great. No, love that. Love that. And obviously it's showing in terms of your success and how your business is growing year over year. So again, kudos to you for that.
Thank you, buddy.
Mario, I thoroughly enjoyed our conversation, man. I never like to leave chasing excellence without talking about gratitude. Mario, what are you most grateful for?
Gratitude is huge for me, and there's definitely one thing that stands out above all else when it comes to me of what I'm thankful for, and it's definitely my wife. It's
Love it.
she's the person that I just wouldn't be here without her. I don't know if I'd be able to be here without her. She's for me like the motivator. She's the person that encourages me. She's the person that she's the only person that really sees all of the struggles that I go through on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis, right? That doesn't let me quit even if I wanted to. So, my wife and I have been married now for 6 years. We've been dating now for 14 years. And prior to that, for the few years prior to that, we've been like best friends. So,
Love it.
she's known me nearly more than half of my life now. And she's been definitely the number one, game changer for me is her. So
Man, I tell you what, congratulations on your journey thus far. I can't wait to have you back in the future to talk about your continued success and to share your knowledge and your experiences with our audience and our ecosystem. So thank you
thank
again, Mario. Much love, my brother, for coming on and just sharing your journey, Sienna Mortgage as well.
100%. Thank you for having me, Tony. I greatly appreciate it. And if any of your listeners want a little bit of, chat, talk, help, whatever, reach out. That's what I'm here for. So I love that.
Love that. Well, I love that. Well, guys, thank you for joining me on another episode of Chasing Excellence. I'm Tony Thompson, your host, and I look forward to seeing you on our next episode. Take care.
Whatever is necessary.